So you have quickly put the rest of the roster on notice when you came over to Impact Wrestling. Like you've definitely been giving us the Mercedes Martinez that I have seen for so many years. And you won the first ever knockouts knockdown tournament. Let's talk about, going through the tournament and, closing it out against Tasha Steeles.
Oh man, to be a part of that tournament, let's just talk about being part of that tournament. That tournament in itself is something history making, with getting a shot at a title, but just the females wrestlers that were in that tournament itself. You had the Rachel Ellering, you had the Lady Frost, uh, Tasha Steele, Savannah. Impact has a great way of putting in the forefront female wrestlers and as athletes and just the different characters and the different talent and the different styles that they can put forward. So me going into this tournament, I knew that I was going to have a plethora and a variety of talent that I would be able to wrestle. So, going into that first round and wrestling a Brandy Lauren, who's a zombie, it's kind of like, what do you do? Yeah, it's. I look back at it and I'm like, wow, I have to wrestle a zombie here, but it's okay. For her in her own right, she's a great talent, a great acquisition for Impact. She has different facets of her character that she can do, and for me to get in the ring and play off of her character and play off of her talent was something new because I've never wrestled someone like that who has this weird zombie look character, and I just go in there and just do me and want to make sure that I can take the zombie out. And then you go into your second round. And Rachel Ellering, I really do think that she does not get the credit that she really deserves. She
Mm-hmm.
is an amazing athlete, and and I really wanted to go in there, and yes, we're friends outside of wrestling, and I really just wanted to go in there and showcase my style of wrestling, but still adapt to her style of wrestling that I think many people don't get to see because she really is a technician in that ring, and you see spurts of it here and there. And I wanted to make sure that going into that match, that people saw a side of Rachel Ellering that they haven't seen before. They will always see Mercedes because I bring my consistency everywhere, but I wanted to make sure that I got the best of the best when it came to Rachel Ellering. And man, did she deliver in that match. It's probably my favorite matches up there with like a Miko Satomura. It was just very different, very just, it was like a storytelling of a match. And really, she brought me to the best level that I could be. And I hope I did the same for her. So if you haven't watched that match, you need to go watch that match. It was probably my match thus far this year when it came to Rachel. And then, you get to the finals and you wrestle, an up and coming, fiery, aggressive Tasha Steeles, who, man, she can back
Mm-hmm.
it up. I'm not going to lie, that Boricua can back it up. And she's just a new generation superstar that, I I put myself in that position and just say, hey, this is someone who's going to be champion one day. She has that attitude. She has that talent. Can I keep up with the younger generation? And that was my focus going into, can I keep up with her? Or in the aspect of, in my mind, can she keep up with Mercedes? Because I know that, going in a ring with someone like me, it can be intimidating. But man, she delivered. And I can just say this, coming out, being the winner of the first ever knockdown tournament, it was a blessing. It really was. I had 3 different styles of matches, 3 different opponents that are all different in their own way. And for me to adapt to each and every one of them just shows my talent and shows my adaptability and what I can do in that ring. So I'm humbled and blessed and know that I am just glad that I got the opportunity to be a part of it and get to the finals and actually win because I'm Mercedes. I'm supposed to win.
You, you've talked about opening up your own wrestling school one day for women to teach them the ins and outs of the business and what it is about what it is about teaching women about wrestling and the business that goes within it and beyond the ring.
I think in my career, in the 21 years, I've been trained by Jason Knight, and I was trained and mentored by the Wild Samoan Alpha. They, not that they sheltered me, I don't want to say they sheltered me, they just really kept me close to make sure that I didn't experience anything negative in this business. They really looked out for me. They were like my fathers. They were just like, no, you're going to stay close to me. This is where you're going to go. This is where we want you to be. Don't hang around with them over there. They wanted me to pave my own way, but they really wanted to make sure that I didn't see the negative side of what females can experience in professional wrestling, because we get a lot of people don't realize, and I know it's been mentioned in many outlets. But for me to want to open up my own school, and I have students, I don't have a school yet, but I do train students and help them. It's more or less getting them prepared for what they can experience in this business. Not just the positives, because everyone hears the positivity, but what negative, like for females, our mental health is really important when it comes to professional wrestling. It's not just getting into a locker room and, changing and not having a female locker room. It's really going into these locker rooms and understanding that you're probably one of the only two females in a sea of men. We want to talk. I want to make sure that I let them understand that you have to have the confidence that if you see something, if you feel awkward, if you feel some type of way, that you are allowed to speak your mind. You really have to speak up, and don't wait till a month or two later to speak about a situation. Speak it right then and there. There's a lot of things that, uh, the the public doesn't understand, is that when you are a female wrestler, we are glorified as sex objects. It's just the way it is. And it's just the way the business works. And I think that's in any business. It's just the way it works. But if you don't want to be objectified to that, speak your mind. And there are people who can get there. I think the locker rooms and the business now has changed dramatically compared to what it was when I first came in. So I just want to make sure that any females that are under me that want my tutelage or advice or support, that I give them the real honest truth. When it comes to locker rooms, or it comes to locker room etiquette and speaking your mind and how to handle certain things. I'm always there for them. And just also when it comes to just actual wrestling itself, wrestling with intergender wrestling or just regular females wrestling, just making sure that it's okay to say no to certain moves if you're putting together stuff. Just if you don't feel comfortable saying it's okay to say no, your spot's never going to get lost. Wrestling is always here. Your mental
Mhm.
health is 10 times more, how do I put it? Your mental health should be your number one priority. Your health, your safety of your health, everything should be your number one priority. So I really do give them a breakdown of making sure that it's not just a physical aspect. Anyone can be a pro wrestler. I can break that down to you. Anyone can get in the ring. When it comes to females, our anatomies are a lot different than male wrestlers. We have to, I don't want to say fall a certain way or train a certain way, but we do. We can't be trained
Mhm.
like the men because our bodies are not like the men. So we have different facets of our body that we have to protect in that ring, and we have to make sure that we understand what we can and can't not do. Every wrestler is different. Everyone wants to be a high flyer or put all these moves together, but sometimes your body's not going to let you. You have to really focus and listen to your body as a female, because every female's body is different. We have a lot of things going on with our bodies that males don't understand, that when it comes to training and it comes to certain things, that we put that in the forefront. I've trained with the guys, but when I went to Japan and trained with the girls over there, it was a mind challenge. It was just like, wow, I didn't even realize that I should be doing this way, because this is the way a female
Mhm.
should be done, trained instead of the male way, because our bodies are way differently. A lot of my injuries early in my career came because I was trained by men, and I didn't know how to protect my body or my assets on my body because I was trained by a man. They don't understand the female anatomy and how we should be trained. So now when I do my training now, it's, I understand my body, what I have to protect. In the long run, females want to have kids and stuff like that, or anything, whatever you want to do. We have to protect our bodies to prepare for that. We don't want to mess any of our insides up if you want to have kids. So there's a lot of things besides that. I also teach branding, making sure you trademark your wrestling names that people don't understand. I help them out with taxes and, being an independent
Okay.
contractor. There's certain things that you have to do. So it's not just the physical part of wrestling. It's everything that comes with it that no one tells you: the branding, the taxes, saving your money, what can go on in the locker room, protecting yourself in situations. Fan interaction is a big thing. Whereas,
Mhm.
you want to make sure you protect yourself with the fans because the fans can get a little touchy. So there's a lot of things that I think I can offer students in my school whenever I do decide to get one. That's not just professional wrestling training. It's everything else that comes with it that females don't understand, and that comes with it. And it's just something to give them the mentality of, this is what's going to come with it. I'm going to prepare you, and I'm always going to be here throughout your career if you ever need me. At any point in your life, whether it's personally, professionally, I will be here to help you because it is a tough business for females. It really, really is. And I'm just here just to make sure that they have an easy transition into it.
All right, before we kind of have to let you go, which I really don't want to because I love me some Mercedes Martinez, the OG badass. I love her so much. Love her so much. So coming up, you will be facing Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo in a triple threat match at Wrestle Cade Super Show on November 27th. Are you excited to work with these two? Now, these two have done a lot of things in their own perspective, like careers and whatnot. Deonna was holding down Impact, before you arrived. Before, I love to see you guys interact on Impact. And Thunder Rosa, she's been doing a lot herself. So, are you excited to work with them? And what can we kind of expect with this triple threat match?
Oh man, you know what? I'm so looking forward to that triple threat match. I wrestled Deonna and I wrestled Thunder beforehand. So going into this match, we all three of us know what we can and cannot deliver. Like we are so familiar with each other, it's ridiculous. And Thunder she's a hustler, man. Like that woman does not stop. And Deonna is like this technician and she just brings a different level to the game. So going into this match, I think what people are going to see is three different styles that are going to complement each other. We are going to give more than 100% because we know this is probably the only time that all three of us are going to be in the ring. We're together. All three of us are on top of our game. We're hitting every promotion that we can. We're putting our talents on the line. We're putting our bodies on the line. And I think this is main event caliber. Like this is that match that you do not want to miss. And if you do miss it, you're going to wish you hadn't because it's going to be streamed. It's going to be the fans are going to enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just wrestling Thunder and Deonna and just looking at the two styles and seeing what we can deliver and just giving the fans something different that they can't see anywhere else is really what it comes down to. So